All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to talk about the fight that just took place between Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez for a unified title at 130 pounds, the WBO and the WBC. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. We are in the 130-pound division, or the super featherweight division. Very, very good fight, highly anticipated fight took place this evening between Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez in a unification fight at 130 pounds. The winner became the unified 130-pound champion, and that winner was Shakur Stevenson. Before I get into the details of the fight, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are a longtime subscriber to the channel, thank you very, very much for subscribing to the channel and watching the videos that we do, coming by the live streams. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you can be notified of when we release more videos. We have a really good boxing community. We pretty much talk boxing every day, either in the comment sections of the lives of the videos that we make or in the live streams that we do pretty much every day except for Saturdays sometimes at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern. All right, so my prediction was a little off for this fight. I had originally said that I thought that the fight was going to be a unanimous decision win for Shakur Stevenson. But at the last moment, I said, let me roll the dice on this and I think that Shakur Stevenson could get Oscar Valdez out of there. So I predicted that the fight would be a 10th round knockout. Wound up not being the case. Oscar Valdez did not fight like I expected him, to fight. Shakur Stevenson did exactly what I thought he was going to do. He pretty much stood right in front of Oscar Valdez for the majority of the fight and pretty much just pot shotted him, countered him, slipped shots, slipped the big hooks that Oscar Valdez was trying to land, and just continuously scored on him. The scorecard that I had for the fight was 118 to 109, and that was what two of the judges' scorecards were. I think the other one was maybe 117 to 110, but pretty much the first and second round I gave I pretty much gave every round to Shakur Stevenson with the exception of the third round and the 10th round. In those fights, in those particular rounds, I think Shakur Stevenson kind of took his foot off the gas. Oscar Valdez was trying his heart out with his right hand to land hooks or triple lead right hands on Shakur Stevenson. So I think that in those two particular rounds, I think that those rounds that Oscar Valdez got just because he was being more active. But other than that, Shakur Stevenson just dominated the fight. Just the entire fight was, 2 levels above as a fighter of over Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez, I think the reason that Oscar Valdez did not get knocked out is that Oscar Valdez really fought behind a high guard the entire fight and was really concerned about what was coming back from Shakur Stevenson. One of the things that I noticed, actually I noticed it in the press conference, and I noticed it into the fight, is that Shakur Stevenson is a bigger man than Oscar Valdez is. And honestly, man, I think that he probably punched harder than Oscar Valdez thought that he punched, and it really did keep his hands at home. Now, the one moment that Shakur Stevenson looked very, very solid is, and I do believe it was in the 6th round when he got a knockdown off of Oscar Valdez, and there's a chance that he may got him out of there. However, in my opinion, Eddie Reynoso got, how can I say this, engaged in a little gamesmanship. Went and bought Oscar Valdez at least another 20 seconds in the corner by not putting his mouthpiece out and moving way back to a seat where it took him a while to get back up, and the round couldn't start. Eddie Reynoso has been around a long time, and I doubt very much that he did not purposely neglect to put that mouthpiece in his mouth, especially after the round before that. Oscar Valdez got hurt. But Shakur Stevenson is everything that I thought he was, man. He did not run around the ring a lot, wasn't out there, getting chased down by Oscar Valdez. He stood right there in the pocket with Oscar and pretty much played defense. Oscar Valdez, I will tell you though, man, is a good fighter, man. He's a good fighter. He definitely has a lot of heart. He's a very gracious guy. In the post-fight interview, he's very polite. When they asked him what went wrong in the fight for him, he was just very straightforward and said, hey man, Shakur Stevenson's just a better fighter. He's got really good speed, very good speed. He's got the power. He's got the footwork. He doesn't take a lot of chances. So, there weren't a lot of opportunities for Oscar Valdez to be able to counterpunch him. Eddie Reynoso, through the interpreter, pretty much said the same thing. He's like, the problem was that Oscar Valdez was looking to counter Shakur Stevenson, but he just was never really able to counter him. Anytime it really looked like he might have tried to land that hook, even if Shakur Stevenson didn't just back straight away, he held the phone, caught it on his gloves, and just, completely outclassed him. For me now, Shakur Stevenson is, man, he's one of the best fighters in the world, in my opinion, man. Unified champion at 130 pounds. Oscar Valdez was legitimate, undefeated fighter, was a reigning champion at 126 and, a reigning champ at 130 pounds. I believe that he was probably the second best guy in the weight division other than Shakur Stevenson. Now, what Shakur Stevenson says he wants to do next is that he's going to stay at 130 pounds and try to go for undisputed, which is a fight between, I do believe, Ogawa. Ogawa has the Ogawa has the IBF. And I'm not sure who has. Oh, and I think the WBA Super is actually vacant, but the WBA belt is with Gutierrez. So maybe Shakur Stevenson will get a shot at the WBA Super title, for a vacant WBA Super title. That could definitely happen with him. Excellent fighter, man. In my opinion, obviously the top guy at 130. I will say this though, watching that fight. I'm going to tell you somebody, the only guy in that weight division I really think is going to be causing problems for Shakur Stevenson, and I think that is Gervonta. I think that's Gervonta Davis, man. Gervonta Davis, his hand speed and his power, his body punching, I think really would give Shakur Stevenson, significant problems if he was still down there at 130 pounds. But obviously, Gervonta's up at 135 pounds, so we won't see that for a while. When in the aftermath of the fight, they tried to get Shakur Stevenson to call somebody out, and he said, "Look, man, I just want to have whoever's the belt. I want to have the belts. I want to be undisputed at 130." And then after that, down the road, we can talk about the Devin Haney fights, this fight, that fight, or what have you. But anyway, really good fight. Excellent performance by Shakur Stevenson. Very efficient, very professional. Didn't, basically won the fight. Didn't get carried away, trying to set himself up, to try to knock the guy out. Didn't overdo it. Didn't leave himself vulnerable. But at the same time, was steadily putting that work in on Oscar Valdez. Love the performance. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.